Jonreal Casimiro versus Guillermo Rigondeaux. Where do I even start with this putrid excuse of a fight? First and foremost, I guess I'll start by saying I'm glad the right man got his hand raised. Jonreal Casimiro was the deserved winner of this fight. Ultimately, he was the only guy trying. So two of the judges had the right man winning. Tim Cheatham, I think it was, had Guillermo Rigondeaux winning. I have no idea how. Guillermo Rigondeaux barely did a thing in this fight. And all in all, it was just a horrible fight from top to bottom. I saw something on Twitter that said that this fight actually set the record for the least landed punches on CompuBox. That's the sort of fight we're talking about here. And let's be honest, that was down to Guillermo Rigondeaux in this fight. We know how Jonreal Casimiro fights. He is relatively aggressive. He'll throw punches in bunches. He loads up. He comes to fight. He's usually in exciting fights. Guillermo Rigondeaux made this fight what it was. And I see so many clowns out there claiming that Guillermo Rigondeaux won this fight. I've seen people say that Rigondeaux outboxed Casimiro. He was tactically superior and he put a masterclass on Jonreal Casimiro. I've got no idea what fight you was watching. And to make it worse as well, certain personalities in boxing media are parroting the same tired narrative. Absolute nonsense. I've got no idea what fight these guys were watching. As far as I'm concerned, Guillermo Rigondeaux conducted himself appallingly and he was a complete disgrace. He holds boxing with contempt and that shows in his style. No respect for the sport, no respect for the fans. An absolute joke. We can look at round 1 for example, where Rigondeaux right away starts cheating. Right away, Jonreal Casimiro closes the distance quickly, lands a combination. Rigondeaux ducks below the waist, gets hit on the top of the head a couple of times and goes down. And the referee calls it punching behind the head. Well, what's Jonreal Casimiro supposed to do if his opponent is ducking below the waist, which is illegal? Do you just expect Casimiro to stop punching because your opponent is fucking cheating? What do you expect from Casimiro? That was a blatant knockdown in the first round. Rigondeaux was the cause of getting caught on the back of the head because that's all he was offering up because he was ducking below the waist. It was a knockdown and Rigondeaux's cheating hoodwinked the referee into not giving the knockdown. And Rigondeaux was just cheating throughout this fight. Again, constantly ducking below the waist, holding excessively. There was an occasion when he punched after the bell blatantly. Nothing happened. And he was basically able to do what he wanted in this fight, merely to survive. Occasionally he would land the straight left hand down the pipe, and that was a good shot on the 6 or 7 times he threw it. But really that's all he did in this fight. He landed a handful of nice snappy counters. Jonreal Casimiro didn't land much himself, but he was trying. He was the guy forcing the fight, and overall I would say that he outlanded Guillermo Rigondeaux in this fight. Plus the fact that Rigondeaux in this fight should have had points deducted for the disgraceful manner in which he was fighting. That wasn't boxing. That was surviving. He ruined the fight and he wasted everybody's time. He showed no heart whatsoever in this bout, no initiative, and he fought like a pussy, let's be honest about it. He fought like a pussy. This guy's got no heart. He should retire. He should have really retired after the Lomachenko debacle. When he was calling for that fight for years, he got it and he shit the bed and quit. This guy's got no heart. He's not good for boxing. He's not a master boxer. The last time this guy looked good was 2013 against Nonito Donaire. This guy has not looked good for the best part of nearly a decade. At this point in time, Rigondeaux is just a stain on the sport. This was a great opportunity for him to really win back respect after the Lomachenko debacle, after certain lackluster performances. Like Casimiro's a guy who brings it. He comes forwards, he leaves a lot of openings. One thing about Rigondeaux, he does have decent power. He does have decent timing. He should have gone in there and rolled the dice. Rolled the dice, see what happens. 40 years old, not got long left. His reputation amongst most boxing fans is in the mud. If he went in there, gave it a real go, actually traded, tried to get the knockout, and who knows, mate, let's say he got the win, that would have been a massive turnaround for his career. But no, too scared to risk it. Too shook to roll the dice. You know, this really just epitomises Guillermo Rigondeaux's career. Master boxer, my arse. You know, I actually held it against Scott Quigg and Cole Frampton back in the day and Leo Santa Cruz for not fighting this guy. But in hindsight, in retrospect, I don't blame those guys. Rigondeaux, he's not a master boxer. He's a fucking cheater and he's a disgrace to boxing. Simple as that. And people out there saying, Rigondeaux, oh, he was so avoided back in the day. Yeah, certain guys avoided him, no doubt about it. But these guys conveniently ignore, after the Yamagata fight, he had a 2-fight deal in Japan, which he reneged on. He had a hard fight in Japan against that Yamagata dude, and he ran from Japan. That was an opportunity for him to stay active, right? Rigondeaux, the hype and lore around Rigondeaux is largely manufactured, in my opinion. And, you know, the guy needs to retire. And if he doesn't retire, Showtime, Fox, PBC, whoever it may be, don't televise this guy's fights, because you know what you're going to get. This guy's going to stink the joint out, run around, duck below the waist, cheat, not throw punches, and basically damage the sport. Listen, man, if you want to put your boxing hipster hat on, you know, shed light on a fighter who really deserves it. Like, let's say Kazuta Ioka, for example. And if you want to follow Cuban fighters, follow the exciting ones. You know, Junior Dorticos, very exciting fighter. The young guy on PBC, David Morrell Jr., very exciting fighter. You know, give these guys some shine. Rigondeaux needs to retire, man. This fight was a complete farce. And by the way, Casimiro wasn't great. He wasn't jabbing his way in. He wasn't feinting his way in. He wasn't really closing distance effectively, but he was forcing the fight. He was the guy trying. So for me, he won this fight, John Real Casimiro. And as I said, Rigondeaux should have had points deducted. He fought a horrible fight. Cheated his way to the fucking final bell. Simple as that. I can't get over people actually believing Rigondeaux won this fight. No idea what they was watching. No idea whatsoever. But, yeah, I would highly implore you guys not to watch this fight. It's not worth your time. I mean, I felt like I aged 5 years watching that shit. Just a dreadful, dreadful fight. I mean, I done a live commentary for the Buatsi versus Bolotniks card, and that undercard was horrible. But compared to this Rigondeaux fight, those fights were fucking pretty good. Just horrendous, man. A complete waste of time. I don't know why I sat through it, to be honest. No idea why I sat through it. You know, I mean, with my second channel, I cover some messed up content. I'd rather watch these fucking cartel execution videos than watch Rigondeaux fight again. What a farce, man. What a farce. Rigondeaux needs to be kept away from boxing. He needs to retire for the sake of the sport, in my opinion. And it's as simple as that. It's simple as that. Anyway, share your thoughts below. What did you make of this fight? Did you actually believe Rigondeaux won? If so, explain below because I can't fucking see it. Peace.